Hello boys and girls, this is Bibi from the metal band Crisix again with half of my life playing fast riffs. And today I bring you a very special song, G.M.M, because some of you ask me this song when I do these questions on my Instagram. You are saying me what songs you would like me to play. Today I bring you G.M.M. It's a song from our album From Blue to Black, released in 2016, and it's a tricky riff. When I teach it to some students, it's very hard to understand. But before we jump into playing the riff, I would like to explain you a little bit the context of how this riff came out, okay? Because this was 10 years ago or 11 years ago. It was back in 2014, 15, and I remember this riff came out from a very different type of influence where I was used to it. And I remember I was with the ex-girlfriend I was back then, and she was really into Bring Me the Horizon, and so she showed me a little bit some songs, and I remember a little bit this feeling of love and hate because I didn't like the band too much, but then she showed me some songs that if I was not seeing the band, I was like, man, that's fucking crazy, it's really cool. Because I was back then in my phase of more thrash and just focused on mainly thrash and vintage music. So to me, this kind of modern influence was not something I was really into it, but it was really cool to discover this band because they brought some new elements and some new shit that it was very interesting. So that's why it was very cool to bring one of these riffs and put it more into the environment of Crisix. This was something that I thought it would be very interesting. And the more I was listening to this band, Bring Me the Horizon, I felt more in love with this album. It was the album Sempiternal, that they got this crazy artwork and these crazy videos. Now I understand 10 years later why I felt so much in love with this band, especially for the artwork, which is this symbolism, this deep symbolism that you can find also in ancient Egypt. Very fan and I love the history of ancient Egypt, but this is a topic that would take us hours of spirituality and deep research in history to talk about, but this symbol is very powerful, let's say. But this is a reminder, guys, that it's very interesting to bring things outside of your comfort zone. I encourage guys, that you guitarists that you are seeing these videos, you try to dig into artists that are outside of your scene and your genre, because you would be amazed how many ideas you could take from that, you know? When I discovered this band, Bring Me the Horizon, I remember there was this separation of the scene between emo bands and metal bands, okay? Luckily, nowadays, it's not anymore like happening this, luckily, because I don't trust in putting labels in music. But back then, we were very close-minded, and I remember that I had this feeling when I was really young that these emo bands didn't have anything to do with metal. Most of us, we were like just laughing about these bands. For younger guys that are watching these videos, it's gonna be weird to hear, but this is what happens all over and over and over in the metal, that when something new is popping up, there is this fragmentation of the audience, right? It happened with the thrash metal scene and the glam scene. It would happen with the nu metal scene and the whatever metal scene that was happening back then. And it was happening again with this emo scene and the metal scene. So me belonging this metal scene, all of my surroundings were very hating this kind of bands that came from the emo scene. And yeah, I want to remind you guys this, keep checking new ideas, and the more you dig outside of your boundaries, the more surprises you will get, for sure. And another lesson that Bring Me the Horizon gave me, and this is very interesting for you guitarists that have bands, is that when I saw them in Birmingham presenting their new album, That's the Spirit, I took a flight to see the guys, and I saw in the venue, in a 2,000 capacity venue, I saw that they had 4 merch stands to sell merch, and in every merch stand there was plenty of different t-shirt designs, logos, colors for every kind of public that was going there. So people was not just into white or black t-shirt, but it was into a lot of pieces of merch and a lot of kind of t-shirts. And I was amazed how much merch they were selling, you know? So that's when I went with my notebook, you know, and I was like, okay, checking this and writing down, because I tell you that back then bands metal bands, most of the metal bands that we were used to sell merch, we were just selling black and white t-shirts, or the same design in black, the same design in white. And when I started to see this, I wanted to apply this in From Blue to Black. It was the following album. And yeah, man, we did, let's get crazy and do like 8 or 10 different designs, merch designs. And man, our merch sales multiplied for 4 that release. Just counting merch, not counting album sales. So that's fucking crazy, man. And this is another reason for you guys that to always search and study other bands and other things outside of your comfort zone. But now let's stop the business topic and we leave it for another video because it would take us another hour of talking. Let's jump into the Riff G.M.M. It's a very simple riff of only 1 string, 1 note, 6 string, 0, nothing else, okay? It's simple, but also, in the other hand, it's hard because if you don't master the tempo, I tell you, you will not be able to play it, okay? Let me show you. So, guys, the first step for you to master this riff, because this riff, it looks simple, but in the end, if you want to play it with groove, you need to really understand where it's set in the bar, okay? So the first exercise for you is going to be singing it, meanwhile, you are counting the tempo, okay? So it's very simple. If you understand this, you're going to play it right, okay? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, count, count, count. Down, count, 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 down, down. I will put this tab over here, and you have to pay attention where the hit is impacting and what note is exactly in the place where you have to do this palm, okay? This hit. And when you master that is when you can start playing it, okay? So don't continue this video until you do this exercise, okay? So count with me, slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, count, count. Down, count, down. All right? Let's try it now with 120, okay? Okay. So there's only 2 patterns. First pattern, and then the second pattern. When you understand both patterns where are set in the bar, then you have it, okay? And when you have this, when you master every pattern, then I suggest you to try it with the metronome and you increase the tempo, okay? And every click, knowing exactly what note is in every click is what gives me a little bit the stability and the inner compass to know if the riff is being played tight and good or not, you know? And then if you want to know the following riff, which is really cool, is the main riff, then it comes with the great metal motherfucker. After going from that crazy riff, this is very simple. You just start with the 0, and then you go to the 4th fret, palmuting everything. 0 open, then muted. 4, 3, 0, 1, 0 open. Okay. And then we go to 6, 1, 0. Okay? Pretty simple, right? This is it. This riff is very fun to play, but also you have to work it a little bit. But guys, this is how you have to work. You have to work with the foundations of the riffs and the songs so you can get the best out of it, you know? So this is tricky. This is one of the, what I would say, I would label it as a tricky riff. We have a special selection of riffs in Extreme Metal Picking, my 5-week program where we work these tricky riffs. The riffs that are not about stamina, but they are about thinking and putting your mind to work. Okay, and it's also very important so you can get the best of the coordination of your mind and your right hand and your left hand. So if you want to take it to the next level, join Extreme Metal Picking, where you will have a selection of crazy riffs that will make you work like a motherfucker. And otherwise, as I tell you, pick up this riff and work it on your own. You have a lot to work already, okay? Drop me a comment down if you have any doubt. I will try to guide you and help you. Or if you want me to help you more, send me a DM on Instagram and I will send you audio note or a video or something and I'll try to solve your problems, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching. It's been crazy. In just 1 month, this channel is coming more and more subscriptions and more people. I'm very happy that more guitarists are coming and are knowing and learning the art of shred. So guys, thank you. Thank you for joining. Subscribe in this video. Follow me on Instagram for more. And I'll see you in the next video. I love you all.